Hello everyone, welcome to Southern Wreaths. Make sure you watch my video till the end for a sneak peek at my next video, and please subscribe. I do want to add a disclaimer to this video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a wreath on a budget. I like to have a variety of priced wreaths to sell, so I have something for everyone. I will be cutting corners. I will do things in this video that I only do on these particular kinds of wreaths. Today I'm going to make this really simple farm fresh pumpkin truck wreath. These are the supplies I'm going to use to make this wreath. Okay, I'm going to start by adding my pipe cleaners to my 14-inch frame. And I just chose orange because it matches the mesh. You're going to wrap your pipe cleaner around 3 times on each crossbar on the center. And then once you get done with that, you're going to pick any crossbar on the outside to start. And again, you're just going to twist it 3 times. You want to twist it pretty tight because you don't want it to move. The inside ones aren't really going to move because they're at each crossbar, but these could. Then you're just going to lay your pipe cleaner along the wire of the wreath frame, and where your pipe cleaners end is where you're going to add your next pipe cleaner. And then you'll do this all around the outside. And then once you're done, it should line up pretty well. Sometimes it doesn't, and it's not a huge deal. You can slide things over, because once you add mesh, you can't really tell. This one lined up almost perfect. See? Alright, I'm going to go around and open up the outside ties. It just makes life easier as you're adding your poofs. I'm going to use 21-inch deco mesh, and I am going to do the poof method. I'm just going to gather it all together. And then I'm going to pick a crossbar that is right after a pipe cleaner. And this is just so where you start, once you go around, you'll end right where you started. So there's no gaps. I will push the pipe cleaner over after I attach this. You don't want it that far over. And I do like to trim away the excess off the back. Just makes the wreath sit better as you're adding the mesh. These are probably about 12-inch poofs. I'm not actually measuring them. You can if you want. And then I'm just going to twist once. And then I'm pushing the pipe cleaners out of the way, because sometimes I have a tendency to grab the wrong pipe cleaner on the outside row. Now you can either fluff your poofs as you go, or you can do a few and then, fluff them out. I do like to have the outside completely, fluffed up before I move to the inside. Right, I'm just going to run around the outside. This mesh is so pretty. It's got metallic lines in it. Sorry, the camera keeps shaking. Sometimes when I hit my table, it shakes everything. Alright, once I get to the end, I'm going to open the inside ties, and then I'm going to gather the mesh and move it up to the closest pipe cleaner. And I'm just going to twist once. This just moves everything up. And then once I get back around to that, I'll open that tie and add my last poof. And I'm just going to do the same thing for the inside that I did on the outside. And I'm only twisting once because I'm going to add ribbon. I don't finish, I don't do like the 3 twists until I'm done adding everything. Okay, I did tell you that I was going to cut corners with this wreath, meaning that I'm going to make this wreath as affordable as I possibly can so that I can sell it for the lowest price. This is helpful when you have someone who wants a wreath but can't afford, $40 or $50 for a wreath. So I do make some wreaths that are cheaper. Usually they're burlap, because burlap's a lot more affordable, in my opinion, especially the big roll I get. But one of the ways I cut corners is I only add 12 sections of ribbon. Normally I do all 14. I'm only going to do 12 because I'm going to have a sign and a bow that's going to cover the other places. So there's no sense in having ribbon behind it if you can't see it. And now I'm just going to cut my ribbon at 12 inches. And I like to use my ruler to help me with that. And these are all the ribbons I'm going to use. Another tip I have to save money is use multiple ribbons, but you don't have to put the same ribbon in every section. So in this wreath, I have a truck with the brown and green, and then I have the plaid with the brown and green, and then I have it's like a dark orange burlap with the brown and green. So I'm only using a few pieces of ribbon on each wreath. I did make 4 of these at the same time just so I could have them on hand. And then after I add the ribbon, I roll down my pipe cleaners with a glue stick, and then I'm just going to fluff the ribbon. And you don't have to do, anything like the cheaper way. I do have certain customers that want affordable wreaths that are $30 and under. And this is a great way to do that. Now, I decided to add bows. I hadn't when I first started cutting my ribbon, but after the fact I decided to add bows, but I had already cut all my ribbon. So I'm going to show you a trick that you can do to make a bow out of your ribbon pieces. So I'm just taking them and making loops, and I'm connecting them like right where the cut is. And then just make sure you alternate, like I did one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, one on the left. And then the last loops, I do have the ribbon attached. It's still on the roll. And these bows are a lot smaller than most bows would be, but I think they fit perfect on this particular wreath. There's my helper. She colored all over her arm earlier that day. And she has some silver tattoos that we put on. We've been going a little stir crazy stuck at home. Alright, after I finished making my bow, I decided I wanted to add tails to it. And I'm going to cut them at 15 inches. I'm going to go ahead and dovetail the ends of it so I don't have to do it after the fact. And I did find it helpful to go ahead and pinch in the middle so that after I put everything together, it's easier for me to pull the tails down. And then I'm just going to make like a little stack here. I have my pipe cleaner, my zip tie, my pipe cleaner, my tails. And then carefully pull out your bow and don't let it go. And then I'm just going to tighten the zip tie around it. And I wasn't sure if this was going to work, and it actually turned out just fine. Now, as I'm arranging the bow before I completely tighten the back, I am being careful not to pull out and just pull to the sides. I was being very gentle with this particular bow. And then I'll tighten it really hard, and then I'll go through and fluff it. I'll pull the tails down and move things where I want them to be and fluff up the bow. Oh, and don't forget to cut away your excess ribbon if you can see it. I really like the truck ribbon. It's so cute with the little pumpkins. Alright, and that's what the bow looks like when it's fluffed. Now you can see here there's holes. The top's going to be where the sign goes, and it covers up that area, and then the bottom's going to be where the bow goes. And now I'm going to add pipe cleaners to the back of this truck sign. I'm just going to take the piece off of that ribbon spool right there, and I'm going to fold them into 3s. I did one sign by folding it in half, and it wasn't thick enough. And then I'm carefully stapling this pipe cleaner to it. And by carefully, I mean I'm not going off of the cardboard at all, because if you do, it will make a bump on the other side. You usually can't see it once your wreath is done, but I didn't want it to have bumps. And then I just like to twist it together after I have the staples put in. And then to add it to my wreath, I am just going to feed the top part through to the back, and I attach it on the bottom 2 wires. Right here is where I attach the top, and then the bottom wouldn't reach to the very bottom, so I just attached it to the excess pipe cleaner from the bow. And had I went back and did it again, I would put the pipe cleaners on the right and left instead of the top and bottom, and then I could have attached them on either side of the wreath frame. I didn't like how far down the bow was hanging, and a trick for that is if you wrap it around your wire, you can grab the back of the bow or the pipe cleaner and pull it, and it'll kind of like turn it on the frame, and it just moves it up. And now I'm just going to pull the ribbons that I do have behind it. I'm going to pull those out and flip it. And that's it. That's how I made my really simple, affordable wreath. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or you can email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. And thanks so much for watching. And if you learned anything or liked my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.